Last year, this UFC fighter needed a double lung transplant. Last month, he stepped onto a wrestling mat again. Former UFC fighter and Olympic wrestler Ben Askren returned to competitive wrestling after surviving life-threatening pneumonia and undergoing a double lung transplant. He spent around 40 days in a coma and lost a lot of weight during his recovery. But despite all of that, on July 18th, on his 42nd birthday, he stepped back onto the wrestling mat to compete once again. Unfortunately, he lost his wrestling match to his opponent, Belal Muhammad, but to be honest, Ben's fight started long before July 18th. It started when he was in a coma for 40 days, when he was fighting for his life in hospital, when he was struggling to get a breath of air. And through all those trials and tribulations, he came out victorious. But if you focus on the outcome of the wrestling match alone, you may have considered his journey to be a failure. And I think that's what we do to ourselves sometimes. Because one checkpoint in our journey doesn't go the way we anticipate, we push to the side all the accomplishments we've achieved along the way. But the reality is that you've been victorious so many times in your life. Just because one thing doesn't go your way doesn't make you or your journey a failure. And for Ben, he has had many fights and many victories. But on July 18th, after his fight, he left his wrestling shoes on the mat to mark his retirement. Although his last fight probably didn't end the way he would have wanted, his career capped off with probably his greatest victory. Staying faithful, even when it seemed like all hope was lost, and persevering through pain to stand on that mat once again.